Are we filming? Not sure. Let's have a look. Yes, we are. So, thank you for joining me with another video. This is slightly unusual. Let me take my watch off because I'm banging it against the table here. I'm calling this the Habana mystery. It's not a mail time because it was going to be a mail time, but then I thought I'm more. I really want to talk about this, so it's the Habana mystery. So this is a. I thought someone was knocking on the door there, but this is a Quo Vadis Habana notebook. It is very similar size to, let's have a look at some of these. So these are some pocket notebooks. This is a Rhodia, this is a Reticee, this is a Leuchtturm, I can never pronounce that. This is a Moleskine. And if we compare the sizes, you will see that the Habana, which is described as 10 by 150 centimeters, 10 by 15 centimeters, is slightly wider, and from a perspective of height, it is slightly taller. That's the Leuchtturm, by the way. So that's the one that's slightly taller than the Moleskine and the Reticee and the Rhodia. So it is a bigger, slightly bigger notebook compared to some common alternatives. If we compare that to a standard piece of A6 paper, you can see that it is very, very similar in width and very similar in height. So it's not quite A6, but to all intents and purposes, it really, really is that good. And I decided to buy 4 of them. Why did I buy 4 of them? Well, that is the mystery, and this is where we begin. So, I bought these on Amazon. I've never seen these in the stores, but the reason why I bought them, I actually sought them out because years ago, and I mean sort of 6, 7, 8 years ago, I saw a video on made by Brian Goulet in America, Goulet Pens, a long-established seller of pens, ink, paper, notebooks, that sort of thing. And in that video, he compared these 3. I mean, this is a city notebook, but at the end of the day, it's I'm just using it for illustrative purposes. So he compared these 3 common notebooks. So the Moleskine or Moleskine, the Rhodia, which I thoroughly recommend. I've used more of these than Moleskines, but they're slightly better than for fountain pen than. Well, they're probably a lot better than Moleskines, but it depends on the Moleskine you buy, because some Moleskines are fantastic for fountain pen and the majority aren't, and it's impossible to know until you bought it what paper you're getting. A bit like a lottery, a prize draw, if you like. You pay your money at the tombola and you get a Moleskine, and then once you've bought it, you can then test it and see what sort of paper you got. Rhodia is very, very popular amongst fountain pen users who like mini notebooks, as is the Leuchtturm. In fact, one of my channel members absolutely swears by these. She will not buy any Moleskines. She absolutely swears by Leuchtturms. But the Goulet Pens video was comparing these 3, and the odd one out, I suppose, in terms of popularity and familiarity, is the Quo Vadis Habana. Now, clearly they're still made, but hardly anyone knows about them. But there is a secret and there is a mystery. First of all, I think I'm going to talk about the secret, which will surprise and delight many of you if you haven't seen them before. Now, the reason why I didn't do a mail time was because I wanted to prepare this. So basically what I've done, and these are, I'm gonna sort of, is it a review? Is it philosophy? Is it a mail time? It's a bit of a mixture, but let me just turn to the back. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see. So what we have here is a selection of pens. This was the 9019 with some Pure Pens Beast of Bodmin ink, which is one of my favourite black inks. This is the TWSBI Go with a broad. The Yinhao had a medium nib, by the way. The TWSBI Go with a broad nib with Diamine Pumpkin. The Parker IM with a fine nib with Quink Blue. That's like a cartridge. A food or Food-A nib with Quink Blue again, and that is a real test. I mean, it's so wide. It's like a broad nib on steroids, isn't it? With Quink Blue, and then my weapon of choice for most notes is a Pilot G2, but crucially with the 1mm broad points, which I absolutely love, and it's something that I quite often use with notebooks where the bleed through can be really bad. Not much bleed through for this because it's a gel pen, but there's a lot of show through. But for some reason, and I'm probably going to do a video about the I'm going to call it the G2 effect or something, the G2 broad effect. I'll do that. But let me just show you. This is the grand reveal. Let's have a look at the page on the other side. Make sure it is the page. Would you look at that now? Isn't that amazing? I mean, there's no bleed through, and I can zoom out, and it's so I'm looking at it from. I've got this camera at more or less eye level. It's literally, I'm just touching it, so it's almost at eye level. So what you see on this screen, because it's a slightly wide angle lens, it's indicative of what I can see, and that's fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. If I showed you that with a Moleskine or even a Rhodia, surprisingly, the Rhodia would not fare as good as this. But I'm not going to do that comparison because, trust me, this is really good, and you can see for yourself. This is good. So there are some bad points. Couple, and this is the first Habana I've ever had, but there are two bad points, and one is if I open it, this is not got great flatability. It just isn't, and even if I bend it, if I really bend it all the way back, let's do this. Okay, you shouldn't really do that to a notebook, but I use these as a working tool, so I don't care. But once you've got it back again, you can see that it doesn't really have good flatability. If I take the Retici, this, if you bend it back, has excellent flatability, really good. And to be fair, Moleskines have good flatability as well. This does not. Now, I don't know whether that's because this is maybe, and I'll explain why I think this. This may have, I don't know when this was manufactured, so it may have been sitting for a while and got a bit stiff, who knows, I don't really know. But the paper is good, the flatability is non-existent, but there is something else, and this is ugly. Let me just zoom in and show you. So this is brand new, and look, you've got some staining here, which might be due to poor storage or age, who knows. And what I'm going to do is, I haven't sent it back, and there is a reason why I haven't sent it back, as I will explain to you in a short while. But let me open these, because I want to find out whether the storage problem exists on these as well. So this is obviously the first time I'm sharing this with you. So we're going to have a look at this one. Okay. Look at that. In fact, I'll zoom in so you can see. So that has exactly the same problem. Now, is this a manufacturing fault or storage? Maybe it might be the glue that was used. Who knows? Shall we do the other two? Just to have a look. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. This doesn't really matter to me, because I will just use these as working tools, but it may affect other people, and I do appreciate that. Would you look at that now? The deterioration is almost identical, and what I can actually feel that is sticky. So I don't think it's a damp or a storage problem. Well, it might be an age problem, but that is definitely, it feels like glue. So could it be that this batch has had more glue than it should have had? Who knows? I mean, I guess we'll never know. And I'm not going to spend time finding out. But we'll just try this one last time. And the reason why I'm opening them is I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to be using them myself. So it really doesn't make any difference. But this is the final reveal. Look at that. Look at that glue. And it's sticky. So it's definitely a glue thing. It's definitely a glue thing just there. Let's look at the back. Yeah, the back has some as well. Let's just try the others. Yeah, glue at the back. Glue at the back. I mean, it's nothing to write home about, is it? But it is what it is. So let me talk now about the mystery, because this really is a mystery, and it's also that the moral of the tale is, and I'm going to zoom out again, the moral of the story is that you may be able to use this suggestion to your advantage. I saw this, and by the time you see this, if you're a channel member, you'll be able to see this today. Because I will upload immediately. You'll be able to log on to the amazon.co.uk website and see what I mean. I will leave a link in an Amazon link in a pinned comment. Just a matter of interest. That's what I'm doing, because I have used up until now the description of videos, but I do a bulk edit and change everything. If anything changes, I change all of them instantly. If I try to change nearly 300 videos, at least as I record this, nearly 300 videos, it would take me a week to do. So I do a bulk edit. So if I want to have something, a comment specifically pertaining to an individual video, like leaving a link for this particular product, then I am minded, and I have started doing it now. I've been leaving a pinned comment, so you can look at that pinned comment and say, right, yeah, let's have a look at that link. So I'll leave a link, and if you're a channel member, you'll see what I mean. If you're the wider viewing public, then that link may not work by the time you see this, or the price might have changed. And this is the key. When I bought these, I bought 4 of them for £12.96. So £3 each, just over £3 each. And I was a little bit mystified, and I looked, and they were, and they still are, an Amazon product. They're not from a retailer that is using the Amazon platform. As I record this, they're actually bought and sold by Amazon and distributed by Amazon, as opposed to a retailer using Amazon FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, where they deliver a pallet of stuff to an Amazon warehouse, and then when Amazon gets a sale, they distribute it, and then the retailer gets charged for the storage and the distribution, etc. So this is an Amazon product distributed by Amazon, and there were and still are two colours. There's an orange one like this, and then there's a red one. And curiously, the red one, I mean, this is marketed as a premium product. It is, apart from the glue inside. This is really good quality, made and printed in France. Far better than the moleskin paper, as demonstrated. Arguably better paper than the paper in Rodeo notebooks, which is Clairefontaine, also made in France. I know that Clairefontaine make paper for Quo Vadis. I don't know whether this is Clairefontaine paper, not sure, but it's definitely paper that's made in France, which is a good sign, and there's a good result. But I need to put that there, really, because I am here, aren't I, on the video. The thing is, when I bought these, the red ones were priced at £13.67, which is not as much as a moleskin. It is just slightly more than a Rodeo, but it's a reasonable price for a reasonable product. But the orange one was £3, and I thought, is this a mistake? So I bought 4. I bought 4, and then told my friend, and then he looked half an hour later, and I told my friend, and when he looked, the orange ones had been whacked up to £13.67 as well. So the red ones were £13.67, and the orange ones were £13.67. And I wondered whether that was a manual intervention. Someone made a mistake. But now I'm not so sure, because I think Amazon are using dynamic pricing. And I think they're using software to do it. It's not like a manual thing. I think they're using... So basically they had 4 sales, one after the other. And then maybe their algorithm, I mean, I'm just guessing here, but if you know or want to discuss this, then leave a comment to this video, and I will, and I'll discuss it with you. I'll get back to you. But they had 4 sales, all to me, and then half an hour later, the price had gone up to £13.67. However, when I looked again, just before I made this video, the price is now, as I record this, still £13.67 for the red one, but it's gone down to £7.73 for the orange one. Same products, just a slightly different colour, orange against red. And I wonder whether there's some sort of dynamic pricing going on. But what I can say is, at today's price at £7.73, it's very, very reasonable, other than the fact that there is this issue with the glue, perhaps in a faulty batch, or it's been stored a long time. But who knows? But I've never really thought about this. But I do know this: when you save things, when you not put them in your Amazon basket, but when you save things, it will then alert you to price increases or price decreases, so you can actually see whether the price is going up or down. And I have noticed that this happens all the time. I know, I mean, we have a bricks and mortar network of stores in the UK called Argos, and they've been around since probably since the 1970s. And their prices also go up and down, up and down. In fact, there's an app you can get. I think it's an app where it can actually track the price of the same product, so you can see whether it's up or down. And that's very, very useful for people buying and selling using arbitrage, where they're looking for the lowest price and then reselling it at a certain time for a higher price. I mean, it's all fares in love and war when it comes to retail arbitrage, unless people are taking the mickey and depriving children of toys at Christmas, because these guys come in and buy 100 of something, and then the price shoots up and no one can get any. So I don't agree with that. But the thing is, this is a product which has very high quality paper. It's a reasonable price, currently £7.73, and it has maybe this issue with the glue. But if you buy one, then if that is the case, then I mean, I think I bought these maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So maybe they're on a different batch now, but it is an interesting thing. But I mean, if it is damaged, or you do have some problem with the glue staining, then you can send it back for a full refund. I mean, Amazon are very, very good with their customer service there. But I think it's an interesting product. I really do. And I might buy some more, But I'll tell you what I'm doing. I am. I might be cutting my own throat here, because if there is dynamic pricing, then if 100 people in the UK here see this and then think, oh, that's a great book, and then buy them, if there is dynamic pricing, then that price is going to go up. So I'm actually going to monitor this, and I'll probably talk about it. I'll probably talk about it in a coffee break. In fact, I'm actually going to jot that down right now, so that I don't forget. Let's just check. Periodically check. Havana price dash coffee break, and I'm just going to keep an eye on that. As you, just a bit of admin here, you probably know that I'm keen to do more coffee breaks and be more succinct with my podcasts. So I'll keep an eye on it, and if I find any more information about this potential dynamic pricing, then I will let you know in one of my forthcoming coffee breaks. But I think it's an interesting situation. This is a good example of that possible dynamic pricing. So we'll just have to see. But for now, thanks very much for watching. I've been up. It's 24 minutes, which is a long video, but thanks very much for watching. Until my next video, goodbye.